Hello, dears. I just woke up from a nap. And I thought, I'll call you guys first. See what you're doing. I got it this morning. I cleaned up the carport because a raccoon had destroyed a bag of corn. $16. I hope that he ate well. So, then I got up and checked on my chickens, and I'd let the dogs out, and did a load of laundry. And I hung up some signs in my backyard that I've been putting off for like 3 whole weeks. And so, then I woke Sean Darling up, and I said, let's get out of here for today. Let's just pack up and go. So, we did. We packed up the dogs. We went down to our Betty's campground in Hamlin. And we swam all afternoon in the creek with the dogs. And it was fantastic. And then he had to run some errands this evening. And I said, well, I'll just take a nap. Truthfully, I'm supposed to be starting supper, but I haven't done that yet. But I know he's not going to be home till like 7 o'clock, so I got time. I thought I heard thunder for a second. Anyway, let's discuss mental health, shall we? I just saw a story on WKYT, heartbreaking, that a 48-year-old special duty deputy police officer killed his 28-year-old girlfriend, who's a social worker, and then turned the gun on himself. Despite the obvious red flags of shitting where you eat and dating somebody in the same field as you, and the 21-year age difference, which should have been another red flag, and her ex-husband literally saying for the last 4 months, something's not right. She's covering up bruises. She keeps wanting to leave him. He won't let her leave. Please know that there's always a way out. It may not look like there's a way out. It may not look like you can ever get out. But there is a way out. As someone who is a survivor of domestic abuse, when I was 25 years old, the man that I thought I was in love with decided that I was a punching bag and not a girlfriend. And one night, in the middle of July, in 2009, we were at Losers on DeMond Brand in Nashville. It was before it was the big compound that it is now. It was literally just somebody's house that they had turned into a bar. And I knew the owners. I knew Irv and Steve real well. I knew all the bartenders. Hell, I helped them unpack Miller Lights into the bar every weekend because there was nobody there. It was little bitty. And the man that I was dating had a real good habit of padlocking the refrigerator every night at 9 o'clock, and he wouldn't open it until 9 o'clock the next morning after I'd run 10 miles. And he had a real good habit of telling me what I could wear and how I could wear my hair and what I could sing and what I could say and how I could act and how I could dress and what I could eat. And because I thought I was in love, I went along with it. Even though all my friends were like, Sarah, he's trouble. You need to get away from him. I thought I could fix him. Oh, every woman thinks that she can fix him. Oh, I can fix him. No, you can't. 1 in a million will you find a June Carter and Johnny Cash kind of story. But the rest of the time, it's looking a whole lot like OJ and Nicole Brown. But I remember that one particular night in July, I ordered a Jack and Coke instead of a Jack and Diet. How dare me? And that son of a bitch backhanded me so hard that I felt my ears ringing, and I swallowed about 4 of my teeth. 25 years old. 113 pounds because he had starved me into a skeleton. I went from 210 pounds to 113 pounds in like 8 months. Because I didn't look the way he thought I needed to look. And I don't know, something jarred loose in my head when he knocked my teeth down my throat. And I remembered what was waiting in the glove box in the truck should somebody step out of line. And let's just say he walks with a limp from now on. Because I opened fire on that son of a bitch in the parking lot of Losers. I could have killed him. I'm a very good shot. I didn't. I shot him in the leg. Just took him down. It's the first time that I was in a situation that I thought I couldn't get out of. Second time I was in Louisiana, married to a man that was deployed overseas, and got cornered in a bar one night by a bass player who was working for me. And I was a little tougher then, and he decided that he was going to try to have his way with me in the dark corner of a bar because I was there alone, and I was, by all intents and purposes, geographically single. And there was enough skin underneath my fingernails clawing his eyes out to get out of that bar that I could have formed my own little miniature version of him. That wasn't necessarily just dangerous as it was just bad place, bad time, and I knew how to get out of it. Third time that I let myself fall into the salvation train if I can save somebody. I tried to help a friend of mine, and it basically turned into Stockholm Syndrome, and I wasn't even allowed to go to the Dollar General without a written permission note. Something about being 25 and somebody trapping you, and something about being 40 and somebody trapping you. You get your senses about you a little quicker. And there's a way out. And I pulled the ripcord and I left. It wasn't even a romantic relationship. It was a dangerous friendship. Toxic. To this day, still toxic. I have to keep a long distance between us. Mostly because of that EPO that I filed against her. But please know that there's always a way out. It may not be the easy way. It may not be the quickest way. It may not be the most Christian way out. But sometimes you've got to get out. And my heart is breaking for Haley Davidson's family tonight because she's going to have to, her ex-husband's going to have to explain to her 5-year-old and 7-year-old why her boyfriend, who's a cop, ended her life. I think that Lee County's got a lot to answer for, that they didn't do any mental health checks on one of their special duty deputies before he decided to pull a murder-suicide in the middle of Bateville, Kentucky. Some just don't sit right with me about that whole situation. And that's not the only situation that is happening. That's the only one they're reporting on. Just in our little town alone, we've got a man that was running from the law for almost 4 days because he beat the shit out of his girlfriend in front of his 5 kids. And then was surprised as hell when they took his ass to jail yesterday. What? While all of y'all bleeding hearts are worried about the illegal immigrants that are flooding into our country and causing havoc and rapes and murders and drug deals, you need to be looking in your own backyard too. Because the devil ain't just coming across the border. Sometimes he lives across the hill. Sometimes he lives across the mountain. Sometimes he's driving a police cruiser. Sometimes he's your neighbor's best friend. Sometimes he's your best friend. It's our civic duty to look out for each other. It is our human condition to care for other people. And I know a lot of y'all hate me right now because I said, well, you got to have the proper chance. Well, you know what? Everybody deserves to be in America just like everybody deserves to be in Disney World. But if you don't have a ticket, they don't let you in. So we'll get off of that train for just a minute and talk about the things that actually matter in our own country with our own citizens for just a moment, okay? Just pause the hate for a second and direct it at the things that need it. Because right now y'all are hating a messenger for no other reason other than you don't like what she's saying. But as someone who has been a thrice survivor of unwanted attacks, from a romantic partner, from a stranger in a bar, and from somebody who I thought was a friend of mine, let me tell you, things ain't always what they seem. And your friends that are in this situation are probably giving you little hints and little pieces of breadcrumbs going, help me. So I'm not just picking on men here because I've seen plenty of women be abusers too, but I'm just looking at it going, You need to keep your head on straight. You need to keep an eye out for your friends. You need to be watching what's going on behind closed doors. You need to be watching who's wearing long sleeves this time of year. You need to be watching who's wearing a lot of makeup around their eyes, around their face, around their mouth. You need to be watching the people that are wearing Band-Aids in places they normally don't wear Band-Aids. You need to be watching for the people that are really submissive to the men and the women that they're around and look like a wounded pup every time that they're spoken to. Those are warning signs of a bigger situation going on behind closed doors. In my experience, it's rarely just, I beat the shit out of her and I don't know why. There was always a lead up. There was always a warning sign. There was always a pivot. There was always the straw that broke the camel's back. And a lot of us women think that we can love them out of it. We think that we can change them. We think that we can save them. We think that we're the one difference that makes everything better. Sometimes we're just the next victim on the totem pole. And not only are we forced to hide our shame because we're a victim, we had it coming and you shouldn't have worn that and you're a woman and what were you doing there that late and why didn't you have an escort and what? No, that doesn't forgive it. That doesn't forgive it. There's never an excuse for domestic violence. Never. And what I especially hate is all the people who are playing the system knowing that they're the ones that are throwing hands. You know, there's plenty of good people forced to take proactive measures to not be an abuser, forced to go to therapy, forced to go to classes, forced to go to jail, when we're not pointing at the finger at the right culprit. So it's just in my heart, and I'm bothered by it. I'm really bothered by it. And I'm more bothered by it than anything because I've been there. And I could have very easily wound up at West Irvin Cemetery because of the choices that I made. And thank the Lord above that he gave me the good sense to snap out of it before it was too late. Because I could have very easily been like that one man's first 4 wives. Could have very easily been just like everybody else who's ever dealt with this little girl. I could have very easily been another statistic on Dateline. So I encourage you, men and women, because like I said, it ain't just men who's abusing people. I have seen some evil women in my life. 3 of them live right here in Hurricane, West Virginia. And they're not being held accountable for their actions, even though they're meaner than a striped snake. You cannot go around causing havoc without any consequence. You can't. You can't. And I know that I'm a big blowhard. I talk real big. I have my barks worse than my bite. Truly. I'd rather slash you with my tongue than slash you with my nails. But there's a big difference in standing up for your convictions and just being a clanging cymbal. And I try to stand up for my convictions as much as possible. And I try to share that knowledge and that wisdom with other people who might not be raised the same way that I was. But if you're in a situation that you think you cannot get out of, there is help. You got one of us sitting right here. Call Mama. It won't be the first time that I've shown up and sounded the cavalry. So, you know, do not think that you're stuck in a situation because you don't see a way out of it. There are plenty of us that have not only survived but thrived afterwards. There's plenty of us who aren't that weak little girl anymore, who are a little tougher around the edges, who are a little harder to take, who are a little saltier, a little grittier, have a little more rust on this cast iron. We've been there. And for all you young women watching that are just starting out in your lives with your husbands and your romantic partners and you thinking that you got it all figured out and it won't happen to us, that's fine. But you better have an 80-pound ashtray handy. Better have a ball bat. Better have a cast iron skillet. Not just for the person that you're sleeping with, but for anybody else who tries to sneak in your back door and start shit. I don't say that violence is always the answer, and I don't believe in shooting everybody. You know, if guns ain't your thing, then I'm not going to force that on you. That's fine. But you do need to learn how to defend yourself with whatever you have available. It's like we were talking about a couple weeks ago. Assault is not a weapon. Assault is a behavior. I can make anything a weapon if I try hard enough. Look, assault flashlight. Assault L8 bottle. Assault plant hanger. Learn how to defend yourself. And by no means am I advocating violence. If anything, you know, like I said yesterday, sometimes you can only beat a bully with a bully. And Medea believes in playing grip ball. And if you've never known what grip ball is, I suggest that you YouTube it, because Tyler Perry is a genius. My Granny Bruce has been saying this for 1,000 years. So, that's been on my heart. And if it ain't enough that we got people selling drugs to your kids, that's going to kill them. We got youngins being snatched out of Walmart parking lots, Target parking lots, just ripped right out of their mother's arms and sent to God knows wherever, because they're sure as hell not doing the investigative properties on that like they are everything else that Trump's doing, including having a birthday party. But I think that it comes down to, we got to start relying on ourselves. We got to start keeping an eye on things. We got to have a neighborhood watch. And since there's not a neighborhood watch really anymore, we have a digital presence here and we're online. Let's form an online neighborhood watch. Something you need to worry about, something you need to watch out for. Hey, we got a runner over here. Hey, we got something going on over here. Hey, something's kind of sketchy over here at the Target. Y'all don't keep an eye out. We need to be diligent in what we do and looking out for each other. And we need to remember that there is a way out, even if you don't see the way out. Even if the door is blocked and he is standing there threatening you, there is a way out. When I was younger, I taught my nieces and nephews, I never taught them to scream fire or rape or any of that. I told them to scream every cuss word that they could possibly think of. Because you know what? Kids holler all the time. If a 5-year-old starts saying, "Mother, get away from me, you son of a," you're going to look up, because a 5-year-old's not supposed to be saying them words. And I'm happy to report this day that they've all three made it to adulthood, and they're all three tough as shit, including my niece. I've seen her fight a running chainsaw. I mean, she's tough as shit. But because of that, I said, if you get a weird feeling, trust your gut. If you don't think that something feels right, walk away. If you get a real icky feeling around somebody and think, I shouldn't be in a room alone with them, go with it. Go with that feeling. Because they're not always driving white panel vans and offering you candy, okay? So, you know, just be diligent, be aware, be situationally aware of what's going on around you. Because I'm telling you what, it breaks my heart that there's a 28-year-old laying dead in Betaville, Kentucky tonight because her policeman boyfriend wouldn't let her leave. I don't know what I'm more pissed off about. The fact that we didn't vet him as a police officer, the fact that he was around children all day long as a special resource officer, the fact that there was a 21-year-old age difference between a social worker and a police officer, which I think might have been a conflict of interest to begin with. Why did no one think anything was wrong until now? Why did it take going to do a welfare check in Betaville, Kentucky before you found both of them laying dead in the living room? Why did it have to get to that point? Does she not have a friend going, he's not acting right, or he's mean when he drinks, or something's not right at work and he's taking it out on me? Why has no one checked on this baby for the past 4 months while she's been covering her bruises? And you probably won't hear that little girl's name because she's here legally. She's born in Kentucky. She was a social worker trying to do her job, trying to do better for Kentuckians. I didn't know her personally, but I know her heart. And I know the fear that that woman must have had living with a monster like that. So I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the police. I'm disappointed in the state police in Kentucky. I'm disappointed in the Betaville police. I'm disappointed in the Lee County police. And I'm really disappointed in Andy Bashir. Because while you were too busy padding your own political pocket and making sure that you had all your ducks in a row for your own party, there's people dying in your own state. And Haley Davidson's not the first one. You don't give a damn about the people that overdose. You don't give a damn about the people on fentanyl. You don't give a damn about the people on methamphetamine. You don't give a damn about the people playing the system and we're going broke in Kentucky. You don't give a damn about none of that as long as he looks good on TV. I got half a mind to run for governor because you apparently don't have to be that smart to get in. And I know I have more education than that man does. And I know I have a better last name than that man does. And I know I have more common sense and a better relationship with the Christ Almighty than he does. Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to sleep at night with the shit going on in his own state. Yeah, I'm calling out Andy Bashir because I doubt he's got the balls to talk back to me. He always sends a messenger because he ain't got the gall to stand up in an own fight. Took all the teachers' retirement, built a big wall around his house, bitching and moaning about running for president in the next 4 years. And nobody likes you, Andy. Sit down. You could have been making thousands and hundreds and millions of dollars of tax money for medical marijuana, but no. Let's wait and join the party at the very last hour. Let's wait till they can get it in Illinois and Ohio and Virginia and Indiana and Michigan, Tennessee, West Virginia and Florida. Let's wait for them to get it everywhere else before we become a cash crop, because hemp was our number one cash crop before tobacco 100 years ago, before Prohibition, and everybody screamed and hollered until it got disbanded. So, if you want to fix the sex nest, you got to find where the mama lives. You got to find where the den is, and I know where the den is, and it's in Frankfurt. So, I'm a little heartbroken this evening for a lady that I've never met, but I know her. We've never seen each other in real life, but I know her. We've never once had a interchange on social media, but I know that woman. I've been that woman. And I was lucky enough to get out. So, my point is about mental health today. If you see warning flags, if you see big red flags, warning signs, things that aren't really adding up, and you get that real icky feeling in your stomach right before a storm hits, maybe call somebody. Maybe holler at your cigarette mom and say, I need help. Call one of your friends. Believe it or not, we still have phones. I know we never use them to actually talk to each other or to check on each other or to text each other happy birthday or how you doing or I've been praying for you or I'm thinking about you. You just use it for hate and vitriol. But believe it or not, when Ma and Pa Bell invented that son of a bitch back in 1876, they intended for you to use it to talk to people. So when you have that, and you're on it, and you need help, please don't think you're alone. And I know that it seems really dark and scary in that room with no windows and no doors, and believe me, I live in that hole more days than not. But it's not because of the situation that I'm in my house, it's because of the situation that I'm in here. And sometimes it bleeds over. For the first time in my entire adult life, I'm in a healthy and sustainable relationship with a man that I love who would literally lay down his life for me. I would do the same for him. I've never even heard him really yell. I've heard him exclaim, like, hey, we parked over here. But I've never heard him, holler at me. I've never heard him raise his voice in anger to me. And I've been yelled at plenty of times to know the difference. This is a safe house. I would have no qualms at all about bringing any man, woman, child, or animal into this house and fearing for their safety. This is a safe house. We pray over every meal. We have fresh towels. We have sweet tea in the fridge. We've got good conversation on the porch and chickens in the backyard. This is a safe house. So, if you need somebody to talk to, you need somebody to jump in, you need somebody to just pray with you, you need somebody to say something's not right and I just need a little bit of advice. There are 50,000 of us. There's plenty of us sitting on the porch right now trying to keep a Marlboro lit in the middle of this windstorm. We are here for you. There is help. Do not think that you're in such a dark little hole that you cannot crawl back out of it. We are here to help. And just because you don't want to take Valium and take antidepressants and take everything that they hand you in a pill bottle and say, this will make you feel better. If you want to talk to somebody, if you want to reach out to somebody, if you want to pray with somebody, if you just need to get the hell out of here and go to a yard sale or a Goodwill for a couple of hours and go, what do I do next? I need to form a plan. We're here for that. And it's not just me. You can watch her in the comments. They'll probably sound off. Holler at me. Holler. If you're a cigarette mom and you're there for somebody that needs you, whether you know them or not, if they need advice, if they need a shoulder to lean on, if they need somebody to come help them, sound off in my comments. Sarah Beth Terry, West Virginia. I'm covering the tri-state area here. You're in Ohio, you're Tennessee, you're West Virginia, you're in Kentucky. Okay, quad state area because, Tennessee's not that far. We can get there. We've got people all over this country watching us that would be more than willing to help you, would be more than willing to pray with you, be more than willing to sit and talk to you and love on you and make you feel like you matter, because you do. Not even 30 years old yet. God, that breaks my heart. 2 little babies. And what a coward. Not her, him. Murder, suicide. What a piece of shit that man is. Looky here. Misty's here from Richmond, Kentucky. See, we got another cigarette mom on board right now. You need somebody, holler. Pamela's in Irving, Kentucky. You need somebody, holler. And I'm not trying to volunteer all of us for active duty. I'm just saying that there is strength in numbers, and sometimes it helps to have somebody to talk to. Erica Lane's representing from Ashland. She's in Boyd County, Kentucky. You need somebody. Lisa's in Alabama. If you need help, reach out to anybody on my comments, because we are all in this together. And I know you ain't watching me unless you love me and that we all hang out on this porch together. There's other people that need help. So I'm just creating a support network. I'm creating a neighborhood watch. Just in Kentucky alone, we've got 6 places. We've got Glasgow, Lexington, Irvin, Ravenna. We've got Boyd County, Kentucky. You've got me in West Virginia. If you need help, if you need somebody to talk to, if you just want to say, I need 5 minutes to breathe because my kids are driving me nuts and my husband's asking where dinner is and my mother keeps calling me every 5 minutes asking me if I've got her earrings on. If you just need 5 minutes to go, hey, I need to run to Walmart and I'm scared to go by myself. If you just need somebody to say, pray for me right now because my husband's coming home from work and I know he's having another bad day and I don't know how to fix it. If you just need somebody to talk to you and say, my mother's in late stage dementia and I don't know how to take care of her anymore and I just need somebody to talk to. That's what we're here for. That's what this is. It's not just me sitting on my porch telling you my opinions and hoping that you agree with me. That's not it at all. I'm trying so hard to create a network of strong people, network of good people, a network of people that you can call and say, Marlene, I'm having a rough day. Can I just talk to you for a minute? You know, or call Amy and say, Amy, I'm swinging through Irvin. Let's sit somewhere at the Twin and have a pop real quick. Or, you know, I'm stuck on the side of the road and I'm in Winchester, Kentucky. Vicki, where are you at? You know, like, I'm not saying that it's the emergency system for Sarah Beth Terry. I'm saying that women helping women and people helping people is what Christian love is all about. And if you love Jesus, you also have to love Judas. And I'm looking at it going, we've got to help each other out. There's got to be a support network. And a suicide hotline ain't always available. And sometimes you can't call the cops. Darlene's reporting in now from Missouri. Thank you so much, Darlene. I'm going to get us together and do us just a whole... I'm not going to advertise your numbers on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, they can get in touch with you on the messages. And then y'all can go from there. But if you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to pray with you, if you need somebody to come help you get the hell out of the situation that you're in, if you need somebody, that's what we're for. That's what us cigarette moms are for. That's the whole point of why I started sitting on my porch in a fur coat with a pack of menthols. Because I was raised by those women. I was raised by Denise and Kelly and Mom and Patty and my Aunt Beth and my Aunt Lucy and my Aunt Marietta. And there was this matriarch of just strong women that if I needed a recipe, if I needed a cheese ball tray, if I needed a pair of white gloves, if I needed to talk to somebody because Mom was getting on my nerves. I was 16 years old. I just didn't understand why she wouldn't let me have a belly button ring. Like if you just need somebody to talk to. We're still here raising babies. We're still here having phone calls. We're still having yard sales and going to Goodwill and talking about what's on sale at Target. You just don't see us on the porch as much because they've shamed us to the back. So if you need us, we're still here. We're still puffing and passing and talking and getting together. So if you need somebody, even in your own little hometown, you might not even know it, that there is somebody just like you in your own hometown. You might not know that there is help right across the street. You might not know that if you pick up the phone, you can call and say, hey, I just need a friend because I'm scared. Or I'm worried, or I'm sick and I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to do about my kids, or I don't know what to do about my husband, or I don't know what to do about my mother, or I don't know what to do about my neighbor. That's what we're here for, is to help you figure it out. We don't know all the answers, but between all of us, somebody's bound to know something. There's a reason why Jesus had 12 apostles. You think he was just going to walk around with 2 people and a tiebreaker all day long? Variety. Spice of life. And I'm sorry I'm getting upset. This is the second day I've cried on my Facebook, and I hate to show emotion in public, especially when I'm upset about something, but I'm just like my mother, and I cry when I get mad. And I think it's a crying damn shame that as focused as we are on mental health and timeout corners and safe spaces, that there's really none available. That there's really not a community kind of feeling to where you can go in and talk to somebody. It feels very sterile. It feels very forced. It feels very judgmental. And all I know that they're going to do is hand me a pill bottle and tell me to come back in 6 weeks if I feel better. That doesn't help anything. And I've always been a big fan of therapy if you can find a therapist worth of shit. But so far, I've seen 3 family therapists in this entire state. I'm not going to them. I'm just friends with them. And they're telling me about how they do stuff. And I'm like, that's not how you do this at all. You can't sit there behind a clipboard and pass judgment on somebody and hope that they're going to open up their heart and soul to you. You need to sit down and talk to them and hug on them and love on them and say, what's got you down? Let's talk about it. What can I do to help? Do you need to eat? Are you hungry? Are you sad? Do you need Kleenex? Do you need a chocolate bar? Do you need a Medea movie and a joint? Do you need a good home-cooked meal? Do you need a warm coat? Do you need shoes? Do you just need a friend? Do you just need somebody who's been there to talk to you? Do you just want to talk to somebody? And yes, I'm busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, but I will always take time. The dishes can wait. The songs can wait. The chickens can wait. If you need me, I'm there. But it breaks my heart to think that little Haley Davidson didn't know what to do and didn't know how to get out. And now she's laying dead and invadeable because her boyfriend decided to kill her rather than let her go. And she's not the only one. She's just the one they reported on today. Don't misconstrue my message. I'm not hating on cops. 90% of the cops that I have met are good people. There's only a very few that are on power trips that need to be checked every now and again. But that's anybody. Hell, I saw a hostess at Olive Garden last night that had the biggest Napoleon complex I've ever seen in my entire life. But anyway, I know I'll get some hate because there's always a party pooper. It's like Frank used to say, every party has a pooper. That's why we invited you, party pooper. Jan, I'm not real sure what's got to be in your bonnet, sister, but I think that you're barking up the wrong tree. You're being real angry, and what we're talking about is being there for each other. But if all you're going to do is holler, that's kind of defeating the purpose of what we're doing. And don't for 1 second misconstrue me for something that I'm not. There's plenty of people who would love to dispel that theory of yours that say I'm not available and all I do is like hear myself talk. That's absolutely not true. Anybody who knows me knows that that's not true. Yeah, I got a lot to say, but I usually confine it to my Facebook to where you get on here and where you tune in. I don't come to your house and knock on your door and make you listen to it. But, you know, I'm not going to deal with that. If you're going to be rude as hell, Jan, and you have been nice on my page, but if you're going to act like this, you're exactly what we're talking about. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. But Jesus, search your own heart there, sister. Sounds like you're throwing a whole lot of stones to be living in a greenhouse. Hi, Loretta. Does your parents know that you have snuck out to the fence? I know you want to see your brother. He's inside. This is not my dog. This is the neighbor's dog. But, wow. I didn't really think that I would get hate telling us to look out for each other. And I think that all my friends on here are telling you that I'm not the person that you're making me out to be. If you want me to be an asshole, I sure as fuck will. I'll put you in a damn song and I'll make money off of it. So be real careful what you say next. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be trolled by somebody on my own damn page for being rude. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. Because if I was the person that I was 6 months ago, I probably would come whoop your ass. But considering that I'm turning over a new leaf, I'm not going to do that. Are you missing a baby? Come on, girls. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Lorelai. Come on. Over here. Oh, the baby is out. I love when we have the visitors. Sorry about that. I had to return the dog to the people that they belong to. I love when I get little visitors, though. Every now and again, I'll get rabbits, I'll get raccoons, I'll get cats. Now I have little dogs in my backyard. But anyway, that's just the devil working on you, trying to distract from our message. The message is, if you need somebody and you want to talk to somebody, we're here for you. That's absolutely 100% true. I'm a lot of things, but I ain't a liar. But anyway, I'm not sure what got in her saddle today. Maybe she's just having a bad day. Do you need to eat something? Sounds like your sugar's got low, Jan. Sounds like the devil's just jumped right into there for a second. You all right now? You all right? Take a breath. Because I'm not going to unleash on you, but, you know, there's 50,000 people on my page that might. So, you know, just, if you can't say something nice, scroll on. I don't know what else to tell you. But you getting your panties in a wad about somebody that you've never met in real life and just found on the internet, and now you disagree with something that she said after you followed me for the past 6 months, seems a little disingenuous. And I'm going to call bullshit. And I'm not going to even address you anymore in this. I've got plenty of people I've seen the comments. Pray for her. Pray for her, because the devil's got her real hard around the neck, sounds like. Well, can you be nice, Jan? Can you be nice? Because I'm not real sure why you're being all pissed off with somebody that you've never met in real life. But can you be nice? Because if you can't, then go on. But, you know, I defend everybody on my page until they start slinging mud. Don't for 1 second think that I'm something that I'm not. Sean's shoulder is fantastic. Bless his heart. He's a little sore today because he went swimming. I thought that'd be really good therapy for him. And he took a couple of Advil, and he's doing fine. We don't have to have surgery still, thank goodness. And they're saying as long as he keeps working in the yard with us, then we're doing fine. So, Sean is good as gold as far as it goes as far as having a motorcycle wreck a month ago. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Come on, Rhett. Come on, Jolene. Come on. Let's go back to our house. Lorelai, come on. There you go. Come on, Rhett. Sorry. I spent a lot of time in Texas. My sister-in-law's from Texas. Texas is a great state. I'm not allowed to smoke pot there because your all's governor's an idiot, but for the most part, everybody I've met in Texas is pretty cool, except for that one guy shot for punching me in the mouth that time, but, you know, there's one in every crowd, I guess. Anyway, had to let the dogs back in their yard. But Sean is doing so much better. Thank you so much for asking. He's getting better every day, thank you to the good Lord, and he's still here to talk about it. Really wasn't a reason he should have been as bad as that wreck was. But tomorrow's our 1 month anniversary. Been married a whole month. A whole month. Crazy. It's flown by. Maybe it's just when you get older, time flies, or maybe when you're just having fun, time flies, or maybe when you're old and having fun, time just whizzes by. I don't know. I can't explain it. But in the meantime, I just want to get on here and tell you to check on your friends. And to, you know, to not necessarily be so taboo about mental health. Everybody's got problems. You know, when we were younger, it wasn't hyperactive. It was just she had a lot of sugar, or it wasn't dementia. It was old timers, and it was, you know, it's anything by a different name. I mean, we still have the same problems, and we still have to find the same solutions to fix those problems. Just because we're not meeting at church on Sunday and talking about it at lunch afterwards, maybe getting online and talking about it's just fine too. Jan, I'm not sure what you're upset about, baby. Take a breath. There's really no need for you to have this much vitriol at all. But you keep coming up and saying more stuff, you know. There's nothing to bring on. The whole point is be nice to each other, pray for each other, lean on each other. If any of that sounds like something that you're not behind, then I'm not real sure why you're on my page to begin with. But don't be a Debbie Downer. You know, we got enough problems without you creating more. And for the love of God, have you never heard, don't take a ball bat to a beehive? I mean, come on. I tell her to smoke a joint, but she's in Texas and she can't. So, you know, my advice is go to Oklahoma, light you one up, take a breath. Maybe you need to call one of our people and just talk it out. Maybe you're the people we're talking about. Maybe you're just having a real bad day and you need somebody to talk it out with. Then again, maybe you just see a bunch of people loving on each other and doing right, and the devil jumped right in you and said, mess it up. I don't know. But it's like I said earlier, if you love Jesus, you got to love Judas too. And when you say that, Judas shows up, don't he? I'm getting a package. Never do I get the big brown truck in my driveway. Oh, I'm so excited. What can Brown do for me today? This looks fun. Thank you. Have a great day. I got a package. Maybe it's fan mail from Jan. Oh, it's to Sean. Well, shoot. That means I can't even open it. That means that it's a federal law that I can't open it because it's not mine. Well, I was so excited. I thought maybe I got something fun. But I think that Sean just got the new filter for the vacuum cleaner. Damn it. Anyway, I'm not going to hate on anybody. I'm just going to tell you to watch your mouth. I mean, Jan, I don't know what's wrong, honey, but apparently you need to talk to somebody. We just got a letter. It said Amazon fulfillment, and then it said Hoover on it, so, yeah. Bless it. He did order me a new filter for my vacuum cleaner, so I should be thankful. But I really thought it was something important or exciting, like a pony. It's not. I don't think you could even fit a pony in this box. It's too small. But anyway, if you do want to send fan mail to me, I'm in Hurricane, West Virginia, P.O. Box 428. And I love that I know the mailman, because if I get a bunch of packages, he'll just bring them to the house. But I'm not going to tell you where I live, because somebody might get mad and come try to take all of my chickens. I don't know. So, my whole point was today, before we got off the subject, and UPS showed up, got so excited, ADD, is just be nice to people. But, you know, I know that's been like a case-in-point topic today. Have I tried the straw meal in L8? I have tried them. I prefer the original flavor, because that's just the way that I am. But I do see the appeal, and my stepson loves them. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. That's why L8 makes so many flavors. That way everybody can enjoy it. Kind of a lesson in there, isn't it? That if you don't like something, then try something new. You know? I do like the blackberry pretty good, but don't tell him I said that, because I asked him to stop putting fruit in it. But the blackberry's not bad. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and go check on the chickens and see if I've got any eggs today, because we had one yesterday. We're going to continue to keep the lines open, that if you all want to talk, if you all want to get in touch with each other, if you need somebody to reach out to, if you're offering up your services for another human being to call you, visit with you, stop by and say hi, whatever. You know, that's what this is for. That's what Cigarette Mom's all about. is to find somebody else that you can talk to that might be going through something that you're going through, and you can get some advice. Or you might just be like, did you see what she was wearing? Oh my God, I have to talk to somebody about it. That's why I call my friend Hunter. I'm like, turn on your TV right now and tell me what this woman's wearing. He's like, hang on a minute. I love Hunter. I don't get to talk to him very often, but when we do, we have a big time. You don't have to be best friends to reach out to somebody. You don't have to be best friends to pray for somebody. You don't have to be best friends to love on somebody. It's called just being a good person. And you know, I said that several times. I'm a good person. I'm not a nice person. And sometimes people confuse that. I'm the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. Until you meet my dad. He's nicer than me, but he's also a bigger asshole than me, so it evens out. It's like eating a candy bar and drinking a Diet Coke. There's a balance, you know. But, if Marty's watching, Marty, I don't know if he's watching today, but we did stop by your mama's house, Miss Margie, and we took that big old privet out of her front yard, and we're sorry that we kind of tore up your yard a little bit, but we didn't put the Jeep in four-wheel drive before we pulled out of the yard, and we didn't realize it had rained, so there's a little bit of a tire mark. But we did see your mom out there trying to fight that privet yesterday, and she wanted it out of her flower bed, so we did take it out this morning while y'all was at the doctor. If you see the roots in your yard, I apologize for the yard, but we did stop by and help Miss Margie. That's called being a good human. We didn't ask her for nothing, didn't want nothing in return. She needed some help. She's an older lady. I don't know what to do about this plant. Sean said, hang on, I have a Jeep. I'll winch it right out. Took 5 minutes. But we were glad to help somebody that would have been out there all day with a pair of pinking shears just doing her best at 80 years old. No, be nice to your neighbors. Be nice to everybody. God, life's too hard. But I love you guys. I mean that. And I know that, you know, apparently Jan's real pissed off, and I'm going to have to text her and see what's going on. Apparently she's got a bee in her bonnet this morning. You know, it's all right. We all have bad days. Some of us should remain quiet during those bad days as not to make ourselves look like an idiot, but cum say, cum sa. So, I will talk to you guys soon. Remember that the new single comes out Friday. Can't get enough hits, everything. iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, everywhere that you can steal music from. Call your radio stations. It's literally available on every single radio station in the entire United States and parts of Canada, Mexico, Scotland, Ireland, England, and Australia. We're working on Germany, but they're a little busy right now. I don't know, there's something going on over there. Some kind of summit. So anyway, I love you. I mean that. If you do want to see me in real life, then book me where you are. We'd be glad to pack up and come see it because we ain't got crap to do this Friday and Saturday. We leave for Montana next Tuesday. Soon as we get back, we're going to be in Harrisonburg, Virginia for the 4th of July. Then we're going to be in Campton, Kentucky on the 11th. Then we're going to be back in Irving, Kentucky towards the end of the month. Then we're going to be back on the road. So if you want to see us near you, call a place near you and say, book Sarah Beth Terry, or give me the number and I'll have Sean Darling do it because he's real good at talking to people. So we'd love to come see you in real life. I'd love to smoke a cigarette with you, hug your neck, see what's going on. Give you my recipe for a cheese ball. I'm not quite the devil that you think that I am. I know you want to hate me real bad. I want to hate me real bad, but I can't. Too sweet. So, if you want to see me in real life, holler. Love to travel and come see you. If you want to visit, holler. If you want to meet up on the road somewhere and be like, I saw that you're headed to Montana and I live in Illinois, and if y'all need a place to eat, holler. Whatever. If you're coming through West Virginia, you're like, Sarah Beth, how close are you to Milton? I'm stopping at the Goodwill. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Just be nice. And if you can't be nice, be quiet. If you can't be quiet, go away. Did I cover everything? Did I cover all the bases? I never claimed to have all the answers, but for some reason, the Lord and social media has given me a bigger platform than most. I'm trying to use it to the best of my ability to glorify Him and get us through all this together, because it's hard. It's hard. And if I can tell you a joke or tell you a story or share a recipe or show you a chicken or sing you a song in the meantime and make your day a little bit better, then my job has been done. But in no way, shape, or form do I think that I'm the second coming of Christ or should be on a pulpit, a podium, or any other like. I'm an entertainer. If I have to run for office one day because everybody in charge is idiots, then I will. But that's not something that I'm aspiring to do right now. Although I would like to piece together my 20s, so maybe running for office would be a way to do that. There's some things I just don't remember, and I know if I run for office, they'll figure it out. Our power did not go out. Now, if I'm just sitting on the porch enjoying the breeze, 5 till 6. I got to put the dinner in the oven or else Sean Darling's going to be starving when he gets home from town. So, anyway, I love you and I mean that. You may not think that I mean that. You may think that I'm full of shit so bad that my eyes are brown and it's running out my ears. Sometimes I am, but not about this. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I love you, I mean it, and I'm praying for you. And I hope that we can all get through this together and a little bit stronger and maybe a little bit funnier. And if you need somebody to talk to, everybody on here that has hollered and said, I'm in Ravenna, I'm in Irvine, I'm in Campbellsville, I'm in Ohio, I'm in Alabama. That's what Cigarette Mom's about. Visit. Get to know each other. Make a friend. So, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys soon. Keep your Bibles open and your powder dry and keep your head on the swivel. Be nice to each other. I love you and you can't do a damn thing about that. You can't. You can't. You can try, but you can't. Love you anyway. And in the meantime, friends, remember, I'm Sarah Beth Terry, and you're not. Bye.